Disclaimer: I do not own the haiku characters that are to be used in this story. Photos or covers were picked from Google. Credits to the owner.
He slowly opens his eyes as he returns from slumber. The feeling returned. He felt like floating in the middle of the water, waiting for him to get drowned. Right, his medication was long worn off now. He sits up, and his vision starts to spin. Damn, hangover. He closed his eyes and took a long, deep breath, controlling his dizziness and nausea. He opens his eyes again and looks around the unfamiliar room. Where am I? There is a well-organized bookshelf, and a study table with a few loose papers on top, and on its chair, he finds a dino plushie wearing a simple silver necklace with an initial KT. That was the only thing that was quite familiar to him. It is the same dino plushie he gave to Tsukishima 4 years ago. He looked at the bedside table and found his phone. He took it, and that's when he noticed the clothes he was wearing. Oh my gosh. Oh, you're finally awake. Good morning. He didn't even notice Tsukishima entering the room until the latter spoke. He stared at him for quite long, unable to process the new information. He pinches his cheek hard to check if this is real or not. Hey, Tsukishima came near Hinata, removed its hand from his cheek, and caressed it. Stop that, you're hurting yourself. He frowned, very uncharacteristically Tsukishima. He pokes Tsukishima's cheek at least 3 times, and the latter gets annoyed and holds his poking hand. Hey, stop, you're real. Tsukishima flinched a little. He was surprised when Hinata spoke. It is quite different from last night. The sweetness and cheerful tone of Hinata's previous night were already replaced by an emotionless one. Yeah, I'm real, he answered. Hinata blinked his eyes. He averts his gaze. Thanks for letting me stay here, Tsukishima. Hinata stood up from the bed, but a pang of dizziness suddenly hit him, which made him lose his balance. Tsukishima held Hinata's elbow and helped him to sit up in the bed. Hey, just take it easy. You have a hangover, and as per Tobio, it might hit hard on you. Hinata swatted Tsukishima's hand. He felt uncomfortable from the touch. No, I'm fine, I can take care of myself. Just give me a minute, he said as he inhaled. Tsukishima retracts his hand. I prepared some light breakfast. If you want some. No, Hinata wants to turn down the offered breakfast, but his stomach growls. The fuck? Tsukishima laughed lightly and said, come on, I also prepared some hangover soup. Tsukishima walked out of the room, Hinata trailed behind him. They sat in the dining room and started eating. They were enveloped by an awkward silence as they ate. No one dared to initiate conversations as they didn't know what to say. Shōyō. Hinata immediately looked at Tsukishima. He was caught off guard when the latter called him by his first name. Tsukishima has never called him by his first name since they met. As he stared into those golden brown eyes, some of the events about last night occurred in his memory. No, you're not, Atsumu said. Hinata pouted and asked, why not? Atsumu glares at Tsukishima, because I said so. But I can. He is my soulmate and husband after all. He clings to Tsukishima tightly and sobs. This is the nicest dream I have ever had for the past 10 years. Dream. Hinata slowly nods and looks at Tsukishima. It is already evident that he is about to fall asleep, but he's fighting for it. Yeah, because the real K will never hold me like this. Or he will never look at me like you look at me now. So, I know this is a dream that my brain made up. Shōyō. He snapped out of his daze as Tsukishima called him again. Sorry, about last night. You do not need to apologize about last night, Tsukishima calmly said. But, it's fine, Shō. He averted his gaze from Tsukishima as he continued to eat. Another remnant of last night occurred in his memory. He hugs Tsukishima tightly. How I wish I could hold the real K like this. He sobs and then looks at Tsukishima. I love you, K. So much. It hurts. Oh my gosh. He was too embarrassed as he remembered the last thing he did before passing out. and thanking that his medicine had long worn off by now or else he might be red as a tomato. He pushed his plate and said, I have to go. Hinata was about to stand up when Tsukishima held his hand. Wait, he stared at Tsukishima. Can we just talk? He removes his hand from Tsukishima's and asks, about what? About last night. He averted his gaze and replied, there's nothing to talk about. Shōyō just, I have to go now. Thank you for letting me stay here for the night and the meal. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. He was about to leave again but Tsukishima held him tightly. Please, Shōyō, just listen to me first. He stared again at Tsukishima. What do you want? When Tsukishima knew that Hinata would not try to leave again, he loosened up his hold. Shōyō, can we fix this? Fix what? Fix our relationship, Tsukishima said. Relationship? We don't have any relationship to fix here, Tsukishima, Hinata said. Shō, you are my soulmate. Hinata chuckles at what the other says. Now you acknowledge me as your soulmate. Wow, Shō, why? What do you mean why? Why now? Hinata asks, each word laced with venom. Why not? Tsukishima said pleadingly. He chuckled, you rejected me, Tsukishima. Even you didn't verbalize it. You already rejected me. Yeah, it's fine, I accepted it. So why would you choose me now? Why, when do I have to take a bunch of medicines just to feel in a day? When I have to take an antidepressant just to keep my brain under control? Why now? Hinata didn't realize he was crying until Tsukishima wiped his tears. Shōyō. He swatted Tsukishima's hand and angrily wiped his tears. Why am I crying? Seeing how Hinata suffered from his selfishness, Tsukishima regretted all of it. He was only able to utter, I'm sorry. Hinata sniffled and said, you don't need to be sorry, Tsukishima. I'm not blaming you. You choose someone else, and I choose this. It's no one's fault. But, let's just leave it as it is, Tsukishima. He held Hinata's hand tightly. No, Tsuki, give me a chance, Shōyō, please. Ha, he stared at Tsukishima. You've already lost that chance, Tsukishima. He removes Tsukishima's hand. I have to go. Instead of heading back to our inn where the team was staying, I was riding now, the Shinkansen bound to Osaka. As I stared blankly at the scenery outside, my phone unceasingly vibrated in my pocket. Moshi, Hinata, where are you? Are you still with Tsukishima? We are heading back now to Osaka. I'm on the Shinkansen right now, heading to Osaka. Bakuto pauses for a short time before saying, what? I inhaled, calming myself. Bakuto-san, can you manage my luggage for me? Yeah, sure, thank you. Are you okay? Who's with you? I'm fine. I'm alone but I'm fine. I'm just having a hangover, but I can manage. See you in the dorms. Okay. I ended the call and stared blankly at my phone. As I recall what Kay said. Give me a chance, Shōyō, please. I realized that I was crying again when teardrops fell on my phone screen. I wiped my tears as I thought, this is fine.
To be continued. If you like this video, consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button. Bye!